Hey guys, DJ Ravine here.
And this is DJCotts.
We've got the brand new Pioneer DJ DJS-1000 here.
Yeah, absolutely awesome unit, and we only managed to get our hands on it yesterday.
Yep, we're going to do a little first look on it. So, what was your first opinion on your first look?
I want one.
It's a pretty cool unit.
Absolutely awesome unit. It's just, you look at it in the same form factor as the CDJ and it just makes sense.
Yeah, it's great for integrating into an existing setup, because you look at it, it's exactly the same size as the CDJ-1000 Nexus, and it sits perfectly with the whole setup. It actually, compared to like the SP16 to Rise, it's a lot more approachable.
Yeah, definitely. I feel also like I mostly know how to use the unit just from having used the CDJ series, so everything's exactly where you'd expect it to be. And this contains a ridiculous amount of features after I spent probably an hour diving into it.
Yeah. I think actually the features, it's a lot more usable than the SP16. The Rise SP16 was Pioneer's first foray into this kind of sampler, kind of sequencer kind of thing. This is their second unit in it, and I think they've nailed it.
Yeah, the experience definitely shows there in terms of how it's built and how the software is laid out.
Yeah. Anyways, let's take a closer look at it.
Alright, so what are the features and the layout on the DJS-1000? Well, down at the bottom of the player, we have this step sequencer, which is full RGB colors. It looks absolutely amazing. Going up the player a little bit in the middle, we don't have a jog wheel. We've got these amazing 16 full RGB performance pads. They feel really good to use, and that's obviously a really striking difference on this player. On the left hand side of the unit, we have an FX section where you can control the number of FX and the timing of it with this touch strip. Down the bottom left, we have this CDJ controls, which will be very familiar if you've ever used the CDJ units. On the right hand side, you've got your tempo slider, the nudge buttons, which basically take over the function that the jog wheel used to do, but in button form. And also some pattern controls down the bottom here. And also going up, the best feature on the DJS-1000, which is the sync function. Basically, you plug this into a Pioneer Pro DJ network, and it will sync the timings of all your sampling and performance in this with the other CDJs and Pioneer gear. It is brilliant and allows you to integrate this seamlessly into your DJ sets. Again, one thing we said at the start was this was very, very approachable, and this is probably the biggest feature that just brings it all together. Obviously, up the top of the player as well, we have this beautiful touch screen and rotary selector controls, just like the CDJs on the top.
Here's an example of something really simple and fun you can do on the DJS-1000. You can just do so much awesome stuff on it. Play different melodies, load up all your samples.
So one of the most important things about this unit is the screen. The whole unit revolves around the screen. It's where you get all your selections and your options from, and there's a lot to do there. So let's go take a look. So opening a project is really simple. Just press the project button, open internal, which is the internal memory on this. It's got a lot of projects built in. We're just gonna open up a project here, and there is all your samples loaded up, 16 samples right there. Now there's a lot to go through, so we're just gonna go through the most important things. If you tap on any of the samples, tap it twice, it'll take you into this page here, which shows you all your sample options that you can do. Now you can change the playback here. If you tap that twice, what this does is it lets you change where the sample will start from and where it will end. So if we're gonna make the sample end a little bit earlier, for example, we can make it a little bit longer here as well. You can do the same thing for the start and the finish as well. Next up, we've got the amp envelope. This one is pretty straightforward as well. You can change the attack and the release. If anyone of you guys uses Ableton or FL Studio, you'll know exactly what that is. We've also got effects here as well. You can choose between your different types of effects. You just go select effect and you can choose something like delay, for example. And then you've got these 6 knobs here, which change based on what screen you've got it on. It basically changes the parameters. So this knob here will change the mix ratio, and then now we've got delay. And you've also got LFO if you want to change the little wobble effects. Next up, we've also got mixer. If you press mixer here, you can actually have your whole 16 channel mixer. You've got a channel for each sample, and then you can individually change the levels of them with these knobs at the bottom here, which is really, really cool. You can also change the pitch and the panning as well. Next up, you've also got the full sequencer. If you press sequence there, you can actually see the whole step sequence. If you press play, you can actually see it. You can see it move forward, which is crazy. And on top of that, you can quantize all your hits as well. You can turn quantize off, and you can even change it to triplets if you wanted to. There's so much more to this device. I mean, the more that you use it, the more things that you discover about this. It's just something that you really got to use and get really hands-on with. So one of the coolest things about the DJS-1000 is that it's super easy to load your own samples. All you need to do is get a USB stick, and then you just drag and drop them straight onto the USB. No special software required. You load them straight onto the pads.
Yeah, boy!
So one of the coolest features on the DJS-1000 is the ability to sample live. You can use a microphone or any other audio source to get samples into the player as you're playing on the unit. It's awesome for beatboxing or live sampling. All you need to do is press the sampling button at the top of the player here, and then find a free slot to record audio in. I've got headphones plugged into the back of the unit, which I'm going to use as a microphone, and I'm going to record a sample. Sample! And that's all you need to do. It's in the unit, and now you can work with that audio. Alright, so by far the best thing about the DJS-1000 is how easily it integrates into Pioneer's CDJ workflow. You can incorporate this into your sets even if you're not really familiar with the whole controller style of player. So using sync, I'm going to play a pattern on here, and I'm just going to mix it over. Pretty simple. Then we're going to hit start on our track that's synced. It'll follow the tempo, so I can speed it up or slow it down. It just works, right? Awesome.
Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed our little first look onto DJS-1000.
Yeah, absolutely awesome unit. I really, really want one.
So cool, hey?
Yeah, I know. And unfortunately, they're back ordered at the moment because of the demand for them, so I'm not going to be able to get one for a while, but yeah.
Well, you know, there's only one unit here, and that's going home with me, so see ya.
Hey, you guys should really check out the H2O 1000.
Mark III.
What improvements are there on the Mark III?
Well, firstly, there is 3 more milligrams per liter of magnesium.
Is that a good feature?
That's probably a good feature.
Yeah,